Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and World of Warcraft got a brand new limited time in-game event available as of this week, with the Hearthstone 10-year anniversary crossover event happening in both of the titles. However, this video will primarily focus on some of the rewards that you can gain from the World of Warcraft side of this crossover. Now, this event is a limited time event that will only last roughly about a week. During that time, players will be able to participate in Hearthstone-like activities like actual Hearthstone battles against other players. The in-game version of Hearthstone is not going to be as in-depth as the actual version of Hearthstone, but it does put its own spin on the game with a more casual format in mind. But we also have new events that happen out in the open world, in areas like Voldraken, Stormwind, as well as right outside of Orgrimmar in Durotar, where players will be able to fight against Hearthstone mini-bosses in order to gain some new collectibles, such as 2 new mounts now made available for this event, as well as a new pet, plenty of cosmetics that you can wear on your character from new hats, tabards, and even belts, as well as some of the other items that are linked to achievements. In today's video, I wanted to go over how to obtain every single one of the new collectibles available for this crossover before the Hearthstone 10th year anniversary event ends sometime around March 18th. But right before we get into this guide video, most of you guys watching these kind of update videos are still not subscribed. However, the more of you remind, the more of you do, so let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell if you're watching these videos anyway. Especially if you want to get more regular content regarding Dragonflight 10.2.5 or any future updates for patches like 10.2.6 or the War Within Alpha. One of the very first and some of the easiest rewards you can get for the anniversary event will be a fiery Hearthsteed mount, which is very similar to the original Hearthsteed mount, which was made available a while back for yet another crossover between Hearthstone and Warcraft. Some early guides for this event incorrectly state that you need to log into World of Warcraft to get this mount, but that's actually wrong. Instead, at some point throughout this event, you'll actually need to log into Hearthstone, which means you'll have to download the game first, log in, and then log out immediately. The next time you log over to World of Warcraft after doing that is how you get the actual fiery Hearthsteed mount. However, the rest of the rewards for this event can be earned in-game in World of Warcraft. The first time you log in for this event, you will get a new quest in your mail. The quest will take you to one of the 3 available Hearthstone stations where you can go and actually play Hearthstone against other players. This is the first place that you should visit immediately as soon as you log in for this event, because this is where you'll be able to earn some of the cards and some of the items which are necessary for some of the rewards and achievements for this event. These Hearthstone tables will also be the place where some of the Hearthstone bosses will be spawning in pretty regularly, which is how you'll be able to unlock a vast majority of the items and collectibles available for this event. The 3 noteworthy locations are going to be either in the Alliance area all the way to the backside of the docks in Stormwind. The other will be in Durotar outside of Orgrimmar near the airship which takes you straight to the Dragon Isles. And the third one can be found in Voldraken atop one of the Emerald Towers near the seat of the Aspects. And like I said before, each of these locations is going to be spawning Hearthstone mini-bosses which you'll have to slay to get majority of the collectibles. The portals themselves spawn roughly once an hour, and they seem to have a rotation, though based on my early testing on the EU region, there was a little bit of a mix-up. It seems that the portals should be spawning in the order of Voldraken, then Stormwind, then Orgrimmar, and then back to Voldraken, but there was a bit of a mix-up on the EU realms, where the portal initially was going to spawn in Orgrimmar, but then instead it spawned in Stormwind. But Stormwind also was having a lot of issues with desyncs and had to do server rollbacks, so it seems like the event is a little bit buggy. But when it does work, it seems that the rotation should be Voldraken, Stormwind, Orgrimmar, then back to Voldraken, and it keeps rotating in that order once every hour. For those of you looking to participate in these events, you can also group up with other players in the LFG, which is more or less how you'll be able to know ahead of time where the portal is going to be spawning. And while technically you can tag every single one of the Hearthstone mini-bosses, the one you should really watch out and try to tag as best as possible is Dr. Boom, since that mini-boss seems to be the one that is more likely to give you actual rewards from the Hearthstone event. As part of the Hearthstone crossover event, players will actually be able to play a WoW mini version of Hearthstone at some of the Hearthstone tables. There's even a quest associated with you having to play different cards at these tables against another player. But if you are having a hard time finding a slot where you can actually sit at a table to play a game, you can always just toss cards onto a board, helping other players cheat their way to victory, but also helping you complete the questline much easier. To do so, you'll need to find a shady dealer, which can often be found somewhere near the Hearthstone area. He'll have a slightly different spot next to a tree for Orgrimmar, Stormwind, and kind of off to the side over in the Valdraken zone. But for a bit of silver, you'll be able to buy Hearthstone packs, and when you walk up next to a table, you can then use those packs to throw cards onto the table, which can actually help other players cheat their way to victory. But for you specifically, it does allow you another avenue to just be able to get the quest done very quickly without actually having to sit down and play a game of Hearthstone against another player. Though if you do find a moment to play against other players, it functions very similar to Hearthstone with its mana system, but also the card system. It's super heavily simplified and there's a lot of randomness involved with it. But the more mana you have, the higher rarity of cards you can play, and there's a little bit of a mechanic where you could play lower tier cards but play a bunch of them and then apply lower tier effects on some of the cards you have on your table, or play some of the higher cost abilities and higher cost cards, but you can play a lot less of them in general. You're not going to get a full, real Hearthstone experience in World of Warcraft, at least not quite yet. But hopefully in the future they'll find a way to integrate the game of Hearthstone into World of Warcraft directly, so that players can challenge their friends in-game, but playing a game inside of a game. Even though it sounds confusing, a lot of players would actually want to be able to have the functionality to play Hearthstone inside of World of Warcraft against their friends. Some of the items you'll be able to get from the actual mini-bosses will be a Compass Rose, which is a new Hearthstone mount with a unique mount-up animation. We also have additional pets like Sarge, which is a new critter added for this event with its own set of animations, but also its own set of unique pet battling abilities. We also have the Hearthstone game table that lets you play with other players, and that's actually part of the activity that you could do in any of these Hearthstone stations. Though the table will be logged behind an achievement. As part of that achievement, you have to collect at least 10 different Hearthstone cards by participating in any of these events. As you slay the mini bosses every hour on the hour, you'll notice that sometimes they'll drop you cosmetics that you can actually wear on your character or ride in terms of the mount, for example, but also you'll be getting Hearthstone cards to add to your collection. Once you obtain enough of Hearthstone cards, you'll be able to get Hearthstone specific achievements, and one of those achievements will unlock the Hearthstone game table. Another item as part of the reward will be a Stone of the Hearth, which is just another Hearthstone toy with a unique animation, though as of the time of me making of this video, I haven't been able to actually get it to work properly. We also have additional transmogs that you can equip on your character, which are very similar to some of the items you might have collected with different hats, tabards, even belts, but these all have a Hearthstone spin to them. And all of these items can be earned by slaying any of the mini bosses from the portal events, which happen once every hour. But for now, that's going to be everything that you can currently unlock during this 10th year anniversary of Hearthstone event, available for a limited time in World of Warcraft. As always, I want to thank all of you so much for watching this video and hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what are your thoughts about this event in the comments down below. Also, a question for all of you: do you think that they should probably extend this event for maybe a couple of weeks or down to a month, just to make sure the players are not feeling super rushed to collect all of these items in such a short window? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. As per usual, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single video and live stream, we have a link to our Discord community channel. Probably the best place to reach out to me directly in case you want to let me know what you thought about this video or hang out with the rest of the community to discuss some of the upcoming changes. Join our Discord to become part of the community. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know all of your thoughts down below. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in another video.